Welcome back to the Dark Knight's Tales podcast, a podcast dedicated to horror fans around the world. I'm your host, Tanis Clark, and I'm now glad to present Freezer, written by Jaydeep Shah and performed by Tanis Clark and Sean Anthony.
Ram, who worked in a factory, always wanted to see his family happy, but his family hated him because of his poverty. Therefore, he was always living in sorrow. One day, his boss, Raju, promoted him to the position of supervisor and also increased his salary. Ram went home early to share this good news with everyone, where he saw his wife, Shania, enjoying intimate time with his boss, Raju. Ram angrily entered his home to kill Shania and Raju. While Ram was hitting his boss, Shania hit Ram's head from behind with a rod. Ram staggered to strangle his wife, but he fell on the ground. Raju and Shania locked Ram in the freezer and fled from there with Raju and her kids. Then they moved to another city to begin a new life. After 10 years, Raju returned to the same city where he had lived before because he had forgotten about the past. Raju was on his way to a meeting and passed Ram's house, yet he did not see the house, being in such a rush. In the meeting, he found out he would have to stay there for a few more weeks because of his important business deals. Raju told his driver to find a house for him. His driver took him to Ram's house. When Raju scrutinized the house, his mind fetched his sinful past. He told his driver to find another house, but the driver replied, "This is the only house near your office at the lowest price. It will be difficult to find another house at the same price." Thus, Raju started living in Ram's house. It was 2:30 a.m. when Raju heard someone's voice crying. Raju woke up from a deep sleep to find out what was going on in his house. Raju went to the kitchen where he saw Ram. Raju ran from there to his room. He started shouting for help in fright of Ram, yet no one heard his voice. Ram entered the room, held Raju's hand tightly, and dragged him to the kitchen. Ram cut off Raju's head and put it in the microwave, and his body in the freezer. Now he was waiting for his wife, Shania, to arrive so he could take his revenge on her. Raju's driver enlightened Shania about Raju's demise. Within an hour, Shania reached her old house. As she entered the house, Ram locked the door. At the same time, Shania heard a strange noise from the kitchen. She went to the kitchen, but no one was there. She checked the bathroom too, but no one was there either. Shania went back to the kitchen where she smelled something weird. Shania opened the freezer and saw Raju's dead body without its head. Instantly, she screamed in horror. When she looked around, she saw Raju's head in the microwave. When Shania spotted Ram on a ceiling fan, she screamed and ran out of the kitchen. When she stopped in the living room, Ram cried in front of her. Shania begged him to forgive her, yet Ram didn't listen to her and cut out her tongue and her ears and locked her in the freezer. After a few minutes, Shania bled out, and after a few hours, she froze and died. Eventually, Ram's soul left this world forever after taking revenge on his murderers.
Thank you for listening to this episode. This story was originally published in The Revenge, Book 1 of Horror Stories series. If you enjoyed listening to this story, consider buying The Revenge. We will be back on Wednesday with one more scary tale. In the meantime, listen to our previous episodes of Dark Knight's Tales podcast and check out the author's website, www.jaydeepshah.com.